There's lots of events, and the one thing I try to get from events is I'm looking for thought leaders who can tell me, the kind of lessons that they've learned. We can share information, and so for me, this is one of those events that has those thought leaders, as I said, where there's things I can learn, there's things I can share, and sometimes we find partnership or opportunities to work together.
It's a good set of people, good bunch of delegates to talk to. There's some good conversations going on and some good talks.
I think with this one, particularly the agenda attracted me to come today. It was very focused, particularly around enterprise architecture, which is obviously my role, but it's also cross-sector as well, so I was hoping to glean some ideas from other organisations outside of the public sector.
I've come here mainly on the view of there's quite a few partners and services here that I haven't actually engaged with or discussed before, so I wanted to have a chat with those guys and understand what they're doing.
We really like the format. It's a lot more relaxed on the sponsors as well, which I really like. So the event is broken up into 2 days. One day is the presentation in the Shark Tank on the first night, which is obviously over dinner. And the second day we have one-to-one meetings, which are pre-arranged, pre-selected, so we get to speak to who we actually want to speak to. And we also get the chance of potentially getting some new leads via the Shark Tank.
Wanted to come here today to compare ourselves to private industry, just to find out what private industry was doing and see how we compare to them.
I like the intimate nature of this particular event. The fact that we get to talk one-on-one with other delegates. I think the way that you've planned this in terms of like the networking event like last night, and also today the opportunity to meet suppliers is great. And for me, I've got something tangible I can take back to Jaguar Land Rover, like to say, this is worthwhile, being a part of.
It's one of the best ways to meet people who are outside of my normal circle of colleagues or partners that I work with. There's organisations here that I would never normally talk to, and so that's really important to me.
These events are really important for bringing different people together that have got different backgrounds and really just sharing knowledge. As we move forward with technology, we're all using the same technology but in different ways, so it's good to learn how people are utilising those capabilities.
I would say the networking firstly, and secondly obviously the face-to-face meetings. I would find they're brilliant, because obviously you can select who you want to meet with before, and they're very good delegates to talk to.
For me personally, networking is kind of the primary thing I like to attend these for. It's meet new people, and then understand and talk to each other to see actually you can actually help someone else out on their journey, and you get by benefit and by proxy you'll end up learning and potentially getting some services out of those guys too.
I think for a company like Ziva that was looking to break into a new market, the UK market 2 years ago, incredibly important, because technology is great, it works, but if you don't have the relationships, you cannot sell it. And one of the things that we've learned with Oscar Crane is the element of trust is already there. It's just about delivering with the technology, and that's what we really like.
I think the most important part of these events is really the breakout sessions, the structure of how you get to know people from the evening before and then take that through to the following day. You tend to sit around the same people, but then you break out into different groups.
We always measure ourselves, we always compare, and we always try and think we're doing a good job, and it's really interesting to see that we are actually doing a good job with our Microsoft 365 journey.
The value is, I think, it's the engagement. It's the engagement with different IT organisations that are not necessarily leading in their market space, but they're improving other teams and other organisations, and that I think is the biggest value. And what I like out of this is sometimes you can get some proof of concept, some things you never thought about being able to do, and that gives you that little bit of agility that we're all after nowadays in our businesses.
Did you know about this? Did you know about that? Because you don't know everything in the world, and coming to these sorts of events is where you learn that new niche little thing that's just going to save people so much time and actually make us do a better job.
I like the breakout sessions, I have to say, and also the opportunity to meet people over lunch.
You need to have it in your diary. You need to say, I'm going to make time, I'm going to take time out of my work. Absolutely, I need to come and I need to see what's the rest of the world doing and how does that affect GMP and how does that affect the job that I'm doing.
It's basically understanding other people, how they're approaching their particular projects, how they're protecting their environment, and their applications. It is really just the networking element. I think it's absolutely superb.
Very, very important to businesses like myself, especially after the pandemic, trying to get out there and seeing different people, showing obviously the brand, getting awareness out there. So yeah, very important.
You need to open your eyes. You need to open your eyes, and you need to come, you need to look, and you need to learn, you need to listen, and then actually you can say, do you know what? Yeah, we're doing all right.
So this is not our first event with Oscar Crane. We've actually done 4 this year already. I think we're due to do a couple more this year. A lot of this was down to the amount of success we've had with some of the other Oscar Crane events. So we are trying this event out, and so far it's been very good.
This is my first time coming to one of these events, but I would definitely recommend it to colleagues.
Well, this isn't my first Oscar Crane event, so you know that the answer is yes, and I definitely would recommend it.
But yeah, I think it's absolutely it's just good. It's just brilliant, really.